Dear friends, good morning on a beautiful Tuesday morning. We're number 169 on our inspiration series as we try to check in every day or two to share something to help us through this difficult time and confusing time, because in some ways we feel like we're moving forward, things are getting back to normal, and then they move backward and parts of our life are stuck. It's a very, very difficult time. And I'd like to take a little inspiration. And these weeks we're reading about our forefathers. And really, they're not just the first Jews. The events that happened in their life, the challenges they faced, the way they overcame them, are lessons for us today and every single day for all of us. And here we read about Jacob, Yaakov, the third of the patriarchs. And he has to run away because his brother does not like him. He took the blessings, and he runs far away, and he goes to his uncle's home, and his uncle has two daughters. And he starts working for his uncle, and his uncle asks him, "What can I do for you, for your work?" And he says he wants to marry his youngest daughter, Rachel. So he says, I guess he was a nice guy, he says, just work for me 7 years. She's such a great girl. Work for me 7 years and you can have her, no problem. And Yaakov diligently works for 7 years with great faith that his uncle Lavan will come through and he'll be able to marry this woman who he feels is his bashert, his mate for life. And his uncle was not an easy person. The work was very difficult. Yaakov actually made him wealthy eventually. And come 7 years later, a party is supposed to happen, and his uncle fools him because the party happened at night and many other circumstances, and he gives him his oldest daughter, Leah, to marry. And when he realizes it, and it's already too late, he goes to his uncle, he says, "You fooled me." So his uncle says, "Listen, we don't marry our youngest before our oldest. But if you work for another 7 years, I'll give you Rachel to marry." This time he was a little nicer. He let him marry her first, and then he had to work for 7 years. So Yaakov worked to be able to live and build a home with his basherts. Those days you were allowed to marry more than one woman. With your basherts for 14 years, made minimum wage and salary, but just worked to marry his mate, who he felt to be able to build a home and a future with. This is the most inspirational thing. We all have our eyes on things. We all want things. We want to be successful in business, in our career. We want to have good children. We want to be better people. We want to be healthier. But sometimes we are driven by a world of strong marketing that tells us that you can get things very quickly, very easily. You don't have to work hard. You don't have to put an extra effort to get what you want. Sometimes it seems like we can almost demand and we should be getting it, and we're upset if we don't get it. And here it teaches us, if you want something very much, roll up your sleeves and sweat it out. You'll get it. And it's worth it. Yaakov had the most beautiful life, built in the most incredible family with Leah and Rachel. Work hard. Yagaita umatzasa tamen. We're told, if you toil and you're successful, believe the person. Because it's impossible to be successful if you don't work hard, and it's impossible to toil and you don't have some modicum of success. Maybe not exactly what you thought, but some modicum of success. Work hard. Focus. Put yourself to something and don't give up. Don't get distracted. Don't let the bumps on the road throw you off track. If you work hard, you can get almost anything you want, especially in the things that you control, which is your character, your relationships, your advancement in knowledge, your relationship with your children. The only thing that you need extra mazel for is when it comes to livelihood. And even there, God gives to those who work hard. The bigger keli you make, the more of a vessel you make, obviously following in the ways of Torah and Judaism, the more you're able to bring to yourself in that area as well. But there's a lot of mazel. There God decides Rosh Hashanah what's going to be. But all other areas of life we talked about, you make it happen. Be as determined as Jacob was, and you will find that how well it will pay off. So God bless you and have a great day.